4 of the pyro build. Today's goals, we are going to definitely try and finish up the Lothric area. We're going to show the NPC and the first covenant you can join. I'm going to show you I'm going to try to show you some of the quickest ways to get to the boss from the beginning, so that if you guys do die at the boss, then you'll know the quickest way to get back without losing a lot of health and without making a whole lot of mistakes, hopefully. Hopefully I don't die to the boss. Hopefully I can do it all in one shot. It'd be nice. That way we can end this at the end of the boss with and the Lothric High wall. So if you remember last time, we did unlock the shortcut, but I'm going to go ahead and go back and try to fight the abyss monster that I accidentally took out prematurely. So this is the second bonfire. Oh, I forgot this Titanite shard. But yeah, we'll knock out this area, we'll prepare for the boss, and we'll fight the boss today. Even if this goes over a little bit, that's going to be fine. Again, wait for the night to leave. I would go ahead and take out all these people, because they can actually, just even one-on-one, can do some damage if you let them. But definitely if you get caught up with 3 at a time. Because I have been backstabbed a couple times, especially my first playthrough ever, where I was fighting one and the other one came up behind me and just backstabbed me. So get rid of him. We already went down there, so we don't have to worry about that. Knock out this guy. Be a little bit careful, this guy's very defensive. He will block a lot. So I'm just gonna, get around, backstab. Awesome, that worked out. No health lost yet. Get my fireballs ready for this guy. I'm gonna definitely make sure I wait for him to transform. Usually, I've hit him with an axe in the face once, and he still was able to transform, but they did not work last time. So we'll just wait until he bursts out. There we go. Now we'll start chucking fireballs at him. Like, the fire does a lot of damage. I'm trying to hit him. Dang. I was trying not. Oh, great. And my auto log went off. Okay. Whoa. Duck. Oh, this is just like that first one I fought. I just need a little bit of damage. Get off of me. Oh, come on. Okay, come on. Back up. Nope. Don't want you. Back up. Yes, that'll work. Die, monster. You don't belong in this world. So that'll give us a Titanite shard and another ember, which we can always use. I had to use 1 flask already, but I do plan on, once I get through this little middle part, I will definitely head back to one of the bonfires to rest up, and then I'll go full force at the boss. So that's okay. We're actually almost done with this little area. We just have to go down and beat the big guy, and we can do that here, actually. We'll just go here. Remember, there's going to be a guy coming up there, and another guy coming up there, so just get rid of the range, and get rid of this guy. Now, there will be a similar ambush, like crossbow. Those always work, especially since I'll be leveling up strength over dexterity for most of this playthrough. But again, there's going to be a similar ambush over here. We got this guy fall. Oh yeah, it's the guy knocked off. Yeah, there's a big fat guy right there, so be careful with him. But as you move through this area, you'll probably get ambushed again by people crawling up the sides of the walls. Then we got this guy, and there's a guy right here. Just try to make sure that you're doing this all before, because sometimes I've seen this guy patrol, and he'll go into that area. Don't go down there if you can. There is an enemy sleeping. You don't want to actually get caught up with that guy. You know what? I think I'm probably going to maybe go up here. There's a couple items up here. If you remember, this is where the shortcut's at. But this is a good way to get the drop, the literal drop in this case, on the big guy. Because this is basically right above him. So you get this one, which is their soul item. Nope, nothing here. And then we will jump across to that roof, hopefully. Oh, just barely. That'll work. Ring of Sacrifice. Ring of Sacrifices are very useful. Plunge! And I was really hoping that would do a little more damage. Uh-oh. Run away. Uh-oh. I didn't want to be down here. I just gotta get away. I don't have any health items, so let's just start chunking fire. That did more damage than I thought. A lot of times these heavy armored guys do very little fire damage for some reason. Even though I would imagine heating up the armor would do it. Okay, everybody around here. I was in such a rush. I'm gonna probably maybe circle around here a little bit, just in case. Of course, I'm out of health. So there's going to be 3 knights over there. If you're running back to the boss, once you get everything done there, you can actually go there and you can drop down. That way you don't have to fight these 3 knights over here every time you run back to the boss. But I need health items, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go back to the shortcut. And because we've now got that last little abyss monster, we can now start using this shortcut only. Remember, I did say there's an ambush right here. Kill him. Just gotta be really careful. Yeah, like that. There we go. Axe got a nice reach. That would have killed the 2 of them with 1 swing, pretty much. Now, one thing I would recommend, and I try to do what I can, it's not really super important, but with a lot of these elevator shortcuts, not going up, but coming down, you might go ahead and re-step on it and just send it up just in case, because if you go down to if you go headed down, then you go try to defeat the boss, and you die, whenever you try to go the shortcut again, if you're trying to run through enemies, it will, you'll have to wait for the elevator to come back up. So just do that, but down there, not up here, of course. Because right now, when you go back to the shortcut, the elevator will be taken down. Let's just run. So the dog will definitely follow, and nobody else should follow. So block. So I got the 100% damage. I said you can't really parry a dog. Oh, there's a summon sign here. There's probably going to be a player summon sign though, which is weird because of course when I was playing offline. Same with all these messages. That's just odd. But I'll also show you before fighting the boss. Like I said, I'm not going to use NPC phantoms, but I will show you where they are. And for some reason I can't rest. If you can't rest at a bonfire, usually that means there's an enemy around that for some reason. See, there's another dog. Even though he was far enough away from it, apparently to the game he wasn't. So let's go ahead and go back. We'll rest here. Got my health back. Yeah, that summon sign was gone. Huh. And like I said, these are messages, just because sometimes the game will give you messages, but most messages on the ground you're going to find are going to be player messages. And I don't know if I remember telling you this, but like I said, I showed you a few parts where, if there's not a message there, go ahead and put one down. But there's actually a benefit to putting down messages, because if someone comes by and likes your message or finds it helpful, they'll rate it fair, and it'll actually give you a full heal right then and there, which is nice. I've even had it happen during a boss fight where, oh yeah, I forgot to put the stupid elevator up, or down. Okay, let's see if I can get him to fall. And bye-bye. Now you can fall down that elevator shaft onto some bullets. Yeah, definitely if you're going to try to let him fall, wait to pull the lever, because I've had time where I pulled the lever and he fell and he just ended up staying alive again. See ya. So The AI in this game is pretty good, but it can be pretty derpy. So, like I said, send that back up. That way, if we die, we don't have to fight the axe guy. We just go. But like I said, the best way to do it is you can actually run through here. If anybody will follow you, it'll be one guy. So take out the crossbow first. You might look behind you just in case he was following. He's not, and then make sure you remember there's a guy right here. I would do that in that order if at all possible. But you need to make quick work of the guy who's following you so you don't get hit from behind. Now we're going to take care of these knights. Get some throwing knives. That way we can separate them. One of them is already separated, but two will patrol, and they will get pretty close to each other at one point. Yeah, I always put my embers and my homeward bounds on that second screen. That way I don't accidentally try to use them during a boss fight or during a regular fight. So I want to make sure I have the parry one on. I'm kind of off and on with parries, especially with the knights, especially with the sword knight. It's usually pretty easy, but sometimes I just can't. I just can't hit it. So we're gonna start with the sword one. Fireballs again will work with these, but you gotta make sure that if you can, try to lob them when their shields are down. So let's see if I can parry. Apparently I cannot. That was sort of way too slow, and I'm going to die if I keep trying. So let's back up. When you two hands that, definitely do not put your shield up and try to block it. Ow. Ow. Okay. No, oh. Come on. This is the one, to me this is the most dangerous. When they have very little life left, and you have very little life left, you think, I'm just going to go in for an extra hit. And you end up dying most of the time. But yeah, like I said, if they two-hand it, the special attack on that will actually break through the guard and will pretty much destroy your stamina at the same time, and it'll pretty much be an instant follow-up kill. Since I don't want to waste too much health because I still have one more knight left, and the spear has a bigger reach. So we want to go up to this guy. This is the guy that tends to drop the Lothar Knight shield. It's done it to me a couple times. I'm not sure if it's pretty much a guaranteed drop or not. This will be the loose spear, which is kind of a spear-bladed weapon. There we go. See, with this deep axe, almost left. Just ready up a strong attack. There we go. Pretty easy. Yeah, Lothar Knight shield. We'll definitely try to get our strength up to use that before, hopefully before the boss, if anything. But if not, we'll just make sure we get it up. Because the 100% physical shield we have now will actually work. Because I'm not going to have to worry about parrying him. I can just use the weapon skill. In fact, it might even be better, to be honest. This guy's red eyes, and he's a blue knight. He will probably kill me. I have 2 health flasks. I might come back and at least try. Just to try to kill him. If not, I'll come back at a later time. I'm not exactly sure what he gives you. I don't think it's anything crazy. But here's the NPC. A very important NPC. Not only will she give you the item you need to get past this section, she will also give you your first Covenant item. And later in the game, she'll give you the basin to put in that statue behind her, triggering the dancer boss fight. Plus, if you really wanted to mess up your game, you can kill her, and the dancer will just show up then, and you could fight a boss that you weren't meant to fight right now, instead of later, which is just not good. This is the Covenant item. Really, it's only going to work, I think it's probably only going to work if you're playing online, pretty much. Basically, you put it on right here. And basically what happens is if someone invades you, it'll automatically summon anybody who's in that covenant to your location to try to fight off the invader. Now, it doesn't always work, plus it takes some time, you gotta realize. But also something that will happen is you'll notice, especially towards the middle of the game, I noticed, you'll start getting summoned quite a bit if you keep on putting that on. There's actually a lot of the covenants where basically you'll just get summoned. Oh, I didn't have my Covetous ring on. That is silly of me. I'm putting on the Ring of Sacrifice to show you where it is, just in case I die to this knight. basically it's a one-time wear. If you die while wearing it, you get to keep your souls, but it will break. But you can get quite a few rings of sacrifice in the game, and eventually, I think you can buy 2 or 3 off of some people too. So I've never been able to stab this guy in the back. He always, sometimes a strong attack's better, but yes, that would work. Nope, yeah, see, he's got red eyes, which means he's going to be stronger. This guy has extremely good range with this sword. We're going to try it again. We're going to try the old fireball trick. See, look at that. And because he's running to try to get us, he's keeping his shield down, which is nice. This is where you really want to hit him. I don't have any mana, which is not good, because if I did, I probably would have gotten a couple fireballs in there. Ow, ow, don't hit me, don't hit me. I am almost dead. But that thing will buff it, but it does take a few seconds while he's doing it to buff. There we go. I just don't have any magic, and I feel like if I try to use a mana potion, he's just gonna kill me. Because this guy can run and jump stab with this thing easily. Come on, almost. Okay, come on, back up. Come on. I don't have any health. Yes, I don't have any stamina. No. Oh well, like I said, this way I can show you the Ring of Sacrifice. And like I said, I was going to need to go back to the bonfire anyways before heading to the boss, so this way I can just do all that at once. See, through sacrifice, no souls were lost. Ring of Sacrifice shattered. Oh, why did I do that? I meant to hit the Firelink Shrine. Apologies all around. The one nice thing about the Firelink Shrine is pretty much every list of locations at the very bottom will have the Firelink Shrine, which is why sometimes I forget that there's 2 bonfires here. That is one thing I'll really show you in the next, if I can beat the boss in this section, which is probably in this video. I'll show you some examples of why it's crazy how many bonfires there really are. Like, anytime you kill a boss, there's a bonfire. Usually, as soon as you get into the next area after the boss, there's a bonfire. And, I mean, in this game, bonfires really weren't made, I think, so much as checkpoints. Because, like I said, Bloodborne, if you play, it pretty much has a bonfire at the very beginning. And if there's a mid-boss or something, it'll have one there. But for the most part, it's all about the shortcuts back to that first bonfire. But this one, it's all about teleporting. They want to make sure that when you fast travel, you can fast travel to everywhere pretty quickly. I'm going to use up all my souls. I'm going to try to level up as much as I can. We're going to go try to upgrade as much as we can. Like I said, I'm trying to get my strength up so that I can try to get this shield. And barely. I almost have at least enough for 2, but it's okay. Even with the 16, I would still be missing 2 more strength to get this shield. Do I have anything to sell? I mean, the stuff that I would sell, like the cracked red orbs, I don't need. They're only worth like 10 souls apiece. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting stuff on for the boss. Sometimes I really wouldn't recommend, depending on the boss. This one's not too bad. Some bosses you're probably not going to want to load up all your items onto it because it's fairly hard to keep moving with your item list. So let's get our upgrade before I don't want to sell a bunch of stuff and realize that upgrading. There we go. We do +2. So now we need 7 more shards, I believe. Alright. Definitely want to sell any of my gems. I don't have. I've got some items weapons I could sell. I can sell the dagger. That's nothing, but I don't know. I kind of want to keep the great axe just in case. If I can get my strength up high enough before I get the demon great axe, I can always whip it instead. But it's okay. We'll do a level up because We'll be able to level up at least one more time with finishing this boss. Yeah, let me get rid of some of these. But also in the next section, there'll be an NPC that will actually basically allow you to level up 5 times. I say for free. It's technically not free, but it won't cost souls. And basically what it is, they'll level you up. If then you die like a couple times, then he'll level you up again. You die a couple times, he'll level you up again. Then at 5, you go away, he comes back and he's dead. This is the way to get. That is the way to get to the hollow ending. But I'm not going to get the hollow ending. You don't have to do the hollow ending, even after doing all that. So, yeah, there's one good thing about the pyro build is I don't have to worry too much about the armor. Usually in a game when you're a mage, you have to make sure you pretty much only use sticks for weapons and robes for armor. But the pyromancer already has the hand axe and can use the deep axe without leveling up at all. And on top of that, the only thing that armor does is you want to make sure it's below 70% so that you don't fat roll. Because to me, the extra roll isn't that big, especially since bosses, and I'll tell you this, you can sit there and say, oh, well, bosses will become super easy now that you can just throw fireballs from afar. It really doesn't work that way. Most bosses in this game, compared to other Dark Souls, maybe not compared to Bloodborne, or even Neo, but most bosses in here are very aggressive. They're very fast. They do not let you stay in the back. This one, once you get him down to 50%, he will start rushing you, and he'll rush you at least 3 times. That's actually the best moment. If you can do it, have him rush you 3 times, and then he'll blow this ice out of his mouth, which will give you frostbite. But if you can make sure you stay close to him after that 3rd rush, you can actually wail on him a little bit. Oh god, the dog's coming down. Ow! That's weird. It made it sound like it hit me, but it didn't hit me. Alright. But yeah, that's probably the best opportunity. So I'm mostly going to be using my axe for this fight. I mean, if you're going to use pyro, the best bet would be to do it at the beginning. I take care of this, turn around, make sure the guy's not following me, which he is. Ow! And then turn quickly around just in case. There we go. Like I said, I've got my 100% shield on, and which allows me to both have 100 defense physical, and will allow me to do my war cry with my axe. In fact, let me take off the parry shield. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to accidentally move to that shield in the middle of the fight, just in case. But like I said, you can drop down here. This will allow you to not have to go the knight. You shouldn't take any fall damage. And then there's a crossbow guy laying there. That way you can drop it down. Because if you go down the other way, you'll probably have to fight 2 knights. And then you'll try to fight this guy, and the crossbow guy will flank you. You don't want to do that. You know what? Okay, here's something I probably should have done. It really is probably not going to matter much, but you notice when I died, of course, your health goes down, which is the hollow stuff, and you can use your ember to get it back. Well, the ember also will completely heal your health. So one of the things I like to do for bosses is if you die, wait on your ember, and just try not to lose a whole lot of health when you go down. And by the time you get to the boss, right before you go into the boss, you can use an ember. Now, if you don't lose any health, you might even try to use the ember in the middle of the fight to gain. But like I said, here's the NPC one. The Swordmaster, the guy that I cheesed off the ledge, he can come and fight you here. It actually makes the boss fairly easy. When you do summon a phantom, it does add health to the boss and makes the boss a little harder. But most of the time that I use that in the first run through, most of the time the NPC didn't die, so it was okay. And when the NPC died, it was pretty much into the boss anyways. But the biggest thing is it distracts the boss. Most of the bosses get distracted by those things. So just run down here and we'll trigger the cutscene. This guy's kind of a beast little guy. Got this giant mace. This game really loves these like crawling bosses. Even the humanoid bosses will crawl. Like the princes, the second one, basically the last Lord of Cinder. Even that humanoid boss is on his knees the whole time. So like I said, when you do the war cry, I'm not really worried about pyros. All you do is kind of roll under him. You can get behind him, get a couple charge attacks in maybe. Like the biggest issue is when he gets to 50%, he'll do the charge attack where he just runs across, kind of like that. But he'll do it multiple times and it'll be very powerful. The problem is even during then, sometimes it looks like he's going to rush, and instead he just doesn't swing. So you'll roll to the left or roll to the right to avoid it, and instead he'll just hit you with his mace. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good on this one. I'm about to get him to 50% charge attack. Okay, now is where we have to be careful. See, he kind of does that. So I'm talking about. I roll to the left because I figured he's going to charge again. Because he usually does. Oh no, please, not like this. Like 3 in a row, and then you want to stay close to him so that you can hit him while he's breathing. But he is not doing that this time. And I'm about to get frostbite anyways. Oh, I'm so close. I have to flash though. I just gotta get far enough away for him to matter. His health. Oh, frostbite. There we go. I'm doing a lot of damage with this axe though. So I just need to do just one more dodge, and I got him. And I died. Alright! It says I beat him. I'm gonna count that as first try. Even though I died. I wonder what happens. Did I break the game? I hope I didn't break the game. Does that mean I have to fight him twice, and do I get 2 souls? Of course I don't have any souls right now. It sucks because there was a bonfire right there that could have just healed that. This should be interesting. I wonder what I'm gonna see when I get down there. Alright. Well, I'm gonna try not to have to kill all these, but I just have to do a couple of these because they'll just run into this elevator section, and I don't want to fight them in the elevator section. And see, I didn't even put this up because I figured I was gonna do it on one try, and I did. But I didn't expect to die at the same time. The cool thing is normally in a game like this, we'd call it a draw, but since I get to come back unlimited times, albeit with penalties. So I'm not going to use an ember. That's the other thing, is usually at the end of a boss fight, if you're not embered, you'll automatically ember. Yeah, see, there's the boss soul. So, if I have to fight it again, would I get the boss soul twice? Oh, this should be interesting. I've never done that before. I've gotten close to doing that before, where I'm on my last hit and I get the last hit on the boss, but I've always lived. So I'm not going to worry about making this look fancy schmancy. If I hit, I'm not worried about getting hit too much, because I don't think I'm going to have to fight the boss. I should be there and I should see the bonfire, and I can hit the bonfire, rest, and we can call it a day. Yeah, I don't see a fog wall. Usually when you die, there's a fog wall where the boss is. So, I think I'm good. I should be able to just pick up my souls. Yeah, there's the bonfire. Okay, pick up my souls. Alright, there we go. We're good. I should be able to level up now. Like I said, I'm going to try to get the NPC before I do that, but that should be the end of this one. We'll just hit this bonfire and we'll call it good. Alright, that was fun. Stay tuned to the next time where I try to break the game again, I guess. See you later. Kratos out.